Deep within the heart of Africa, Lake Alberta shimmered under the golden hues of the setting sun. Its waters, a mirror reflecting the sky, held secrets untold, a serene oasis of life where birds sang melodies and wildlife thrived in harmony. The lake was a sanctuary, a cradle of biodiversity, but beneath the tranquil surface, a terror lurked. Osama, the Nile crocodile, a creature of immense power and stealth, a behemoth exceeding 15 feet in length, with jaws capable of crushing bones. His presence was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. His name, whispered in fear among the villagers, echoed through the generations. Osama ruled the lake, a phantom predator, unseen but always felt. For generations, the villagers coexisted with the lake, respecting its boundaries and the creatures within. They fished its waters and lived by its shores, always mindful of the lurking danger. But then the balance shifted. Osama, driven by an unknown hunger, turned his gaze towards the shore where the villagers went about their daily lives. The villagers, once merely wary, now gripped by dread. Their peaceful coexistence shattered by the ever-present threat of Osama's hunger. Their lives, once intertwined with the rhythms of the lake, now revolved around the beast of Lake Alberta. Every splash, every ripple, a reminder of the predator that lurked beneath. Yet, amidst the fear, there was a resolve. The villagers knew they had to adapt, to find a way to live with the shadow of Osama looming over them. They built barriers, took precautions, and shared stories of survival. The legend of Osama grew, a tale of caution and resilience. As the sun set over Lake Alberta, the shimmering waters held a dual promise, of life and of lurking danger. The shadow of Osama, the Nile crocodile, a constant reminder of nature's untamed power. The sun dipped low, casting long shadows across the water. The sky was painted in hues of orange and pink, reflecting off the calm surface of the lake. It was a perfect evening for fishing, a moment of tranquility that Jacob and Samuel cherished. Jacob and Samuel, lifelong friends, cast their nets, unaware of the danger lurking below. They laughed, sharing stories of their youth, reminiscing about the countless adventures they had shared. The bond between them was unbreakable, forged through years of companionship and trust. Their silhouette, a tempting target. The peaceful scene belied the lurking menace beneath the water's surface, a predator waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
Samuel, did you hear the one about the fisherman in the sea? He chuckled, his eyes twinkling with mischief as he prepared to deliver the punchline.
A sudden splash. The water erupted violently, shattering the serene atmosphere. Both men turned towards the source of the disturbance, their laughter abruptly silenced. Jacob's laughter died in his throat, his face contorted from joy to confusion, then to fear as he tried to comprehend what was happening.
Jacob, look! Samuel's voice was a mixture of urgency and terror, his hand shaking as he pointed towards the water.
Samuel, eyes wide with terror, pointed. His heart pounded in his chest as he realized the gravity of the situation. A monstrous snout emerged, jaws agape, lined with razor-sharp teeth. The crocodile's eyes glinted with a predatory gleam, fixated on its prey. Jacob, paralyzed with fear, could only watch. His mind raced, but his body refused to move, rooted to the spot by sheer terror. The crocodile struck with lightning speed, its powerful jaws clamping down on Jacob's leg. He screamed in agony as he was dragged into the depths, the water churning violently around him. Silence returned. Only ripples marked the spot where Jacob had been. Samuel, forever scarred by the horrific sight, fled the scene, his mind a whirlwind of fear and grief, his screams echoing across the still water. The once peaceful lake now held a dark memory, a reminder of the danger that lurked beneath its surface. Samuel's heart ached with the loss of his friend, the echoes of his screams haunting him for the rest of his days. Dawn painted the sky with hues of hope, casting a golden glow over the tranquil village. The first light of day brought a sense of renewal, a promise of possibilities, but fear still clung to the village, like a shadow that refused to be dispelled. The villagers' faces were etched with worry, their eyes darting nervously as they went about their morning routines. Miriam, a young mother, needed water. The dry season had been harsh, and the lake was the only source left. Her children depended on her, and she couldn't afford to wait. Ignoring the pleas of her family, she approached the lake's edge. They begged her to stay, to wait for the men to return, but Miriam's resolve was unshakable. She knew the risks, but necessity drove her forward. Her heart pounded with each step, a drumbeat of anxiety that echoed in her ears. She could feel the weight of her family's hopes and fears pressing down on her shoulders.
"I'll be quick, I promise," she whispered to herself, trying to calm her racing heart. She had to be quick. She had to be careful.
She knelt, filling her clay pot with the precious liquid. The cool water was a relief against her skin, a momentary respite from her fears. A shadow fell across the water, dark and foreboding. It was as if the lake itself was warning her, urging her to leave. Miriam's breath caught in her throat. She felt a chill run down her spine, her instinct screaming at her to run. She turned, her eyes widening in horror. Osama stood before her, immense and terrifying. The crocodile was a living nightmare. Its eyes locked onto her, a predator's gaze that promised death. He lunged. Miriam screamed, a sound of pure terror that echoed across the lake. The water turned crimson as the beast's jaws closed around her. Her pot lay shattered, a symbol of her shattered hopes, a grim testament to the predator's reign. The lake, once a source of life, had become a place of death. The villagers would remember Miriam's sacrifice, a stark reminder of the dangers that lurked in their midst. Nightfall brought no solace, only the chilling awareness of Osama's presence. Families huddled together, their fear palpable. Then, a blood-curdling bellow. Panic surged through the village. Osama, emboldened, had breached their defenses, a midnight raid. He stormed the village cattle pen, overpowering a cow with brute force, dragging it back to the lake. The villagers, helpless, listened to the agonizing cries. Their courage faltered, their hope dwindled. Days turned into weeks. The village lived in a perpetual state of fear, their lives dictated by Osama's reign. Fishing, their lifeline, ceased. Fields lay untended, the once vibrant village, now a shadow of its former self.
The elders, their faces etched with worry, held council. Desperate measures were needed, a decision was made. Osama, the terror of Lake Alberta, had to be stopped. Their survival depended on it.
News arrived from a neighboring village. A renowned crocodile hunter was coming. A man whispered to possess ancient knowledge and secrets. He arrived, his eyes filled with deep understanding, his presence a flicker of hope for all.
He studied Osama's movements, learning his patterns and weaknesses. He spoke of respect, not vengeance or anger. He spoke of restoring balance to their world. The villagers, inspired by his quiet confidence, prepared for the confrontation ahead.
Section 7. A trap is sprung. Under the cloak of darkness they worked, setting a colossal trap, using a live goat as bait, its bleating echoing across the water. Silence descended. The villagers waited, hearts pounding, then a ripple. The water churned. Osama, drawn by the bait, emerged from the depths. He moved with deadly grace, approaching the cage cautiously, his hunger a powerful lure. The trap snapped shut, the sound echoed across the water. Osama caught. His roars shook the ground. The villagers, a mix of fear and triumph on their faces, approached cautiously.
The hunter, his face etched with respect, calmed the beast. He spoke of relocating Osama to a remote river, away from human settlements, a place where he could live out his days in peace. The villagers agreed, their fear replaced by a newfound respect for the power they had faced.
Section 9. Scars and Memories. With heavy hearts they carried Osama away, a somber procession. The village slowly began to heal. Their laughter returned, tainted with sadness. The lake, once a source of terror, was theirs again. They rebuilt their lives, their resilience, tested but not broken. The memory of those lost remained, a constant reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and nature. Section 10. Nature's Power, Humanity's Resilience. The story of Osama, the terror of Lake Alberta, became a legend. A cautionary tale, a reminder of nature's raw power and the resilience of the human spirit. The villagers learned to coexist, to respect the boundaries, to honor the memory of those lost, by never forgetting the lessons learned. Life on Lake Alberta found a new rhythm, a rhythm born of tragedy and resilience, a rhythm that echoed the heartbeat of Africa itself.